All right, Chris Popper joined by Mark Shields here in the weight room where all the off-season magic happens at MDI High School. And it's, you know, a very convincing win Friday night down in Pittsfield, 35-24. My observation, you've got everybody, a lot of the TV stations, a lot of the newspapers were saying how this was a very close game. And I saw it differently. I mean, it was 35-0 at the end of the first half. You pulled all of your starters in the second half. We started off running time. They scored 24 points, but it was against all of your reserves.
Yeah, I mean, well, for starters, just talking about, you know, the success of that game, and, you know, we definitely came out of the gates early. You know, we knew going down there for their homecoming that we were going to have to play well. And
there were fireworks there. I mean,
yeah, there were.
You know, there aren't many times. I think the last time that there were fireworks at a game, non-football related, was against Herman, where I got the bee sting and, you know, felt my side of the neck swelling as I was on the air.
Right.
So I was immediately looking around, making sure I wasn't going to get stung. But yeah, I mean, they had fireworks. It was quite the homecoming.
Ceremony. They, you could tell they're a football town. I mean, they do it right. You know, they had the tailgating going on, the big barbecue over there at the side, and you know, big crowd. And you're right, they had all the kids' numbers on, you know, on the fence, and fireworks, and, you know, so we knew going down there, you know, for us, we were going to be the outsider for sure. We hadn't played on that field in years. None of our kids have even been to that school. They didn't even know where it was. And, you know, sure enough, we come out and we kicked the ball off. We did decide to kick off. We deferred to the second half. Defense, you know, we were able to get a stop, get the ball back, and then we had a nice drive. I thought that first drive.
It was a lengthy drive.
Yep. I mean, we do have some backstick and bust long ones, but that drive, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 plays to get in the end zone and sort of set the tone for the game. And, you know, and then we just continued to execute. I thought defensively we played really well. Our special teams, for the most part, we almost gave up that kickoff to them early on, which would have been pretty detrimental. But we held them and then got the offense back on the field. I was really happy by the diversity in our offense. We came out and ran the T, I think the first at least 2, maybe 3 series. Yeah. And then we came out in our spread, and I thought our spread looked good. Andrew Phelps threw the ball real well. We caught the ball real well. Abram Moy had, you know, a big catch. And yeah, I mean, obviously we were pleased. We never expected to be up 35-0 at halftime.
Let's talk about the fake punt.
Right. So, you know, that's something that we have done before. We work hard on our special teams, and Mark Arnold, give him credit for that. He designs those plays for us, and you know, Kobe Lee threw a nice ball, and Billy Curley had an amazing catch that kept a drive alive, and then we were able to score. Maybe that's the next play. I can't remember, but it was pretty close to that. So yeah, so now we're up 35-0 at halftime. At halftime, we talked to our kids. Remember, this game isn't over. We still have to come out and compete. You know, we knew MCI would come out and compete hard in the second half. We did tell our seconds and thirds strings that, you know, be prepared. We're going to try to get you guys in depending on how it goes early on in the third quarter. So we came out with our ones. We got the ball first. Honestly, I was pretty conservative with my play calling. I wanted to run some time. It was running time, but didn't want to get any turnovers. And then the next time we came out on offense and even defense, we started to gear down. And we've always done that.
You have, because and I have said this on the air. You know, even I think there was a game against Waterville a couple years ago where you were up. I think you were in the red zone, and rather than trying to put it in, you took 3 consecutive knees.
Yeah. You know, I've been on the other end of some of those scores early on in my career, and it doesn't do anybody any good. You know, to beat a team. And I don't know if we could have, you know, rolled a high score on MCI or not, but this is just not how we operate. There's a few different reasons why. For starters, I don't believe in running up scores on teams. Secondly, I would like to get my starters rest and prevent them from injury. And thirdly, I want to get our young guys on the field. Those guys work hard every week, and if they have an opportunity to get out there, we want them to get that well-needed experience, that game experience. So there, multiple reasons. Different coaches go about it differently. MCI kept their ones out there the entire game. That's their prerogative. That's we coach our team, they coach theirs. We'll worry about our program, and they can worry about theirs. But what it was. We gave up a few scores.
They did an onside kick, and were able to recover that.
Yep. They did a couple onside kicks, and I was really proud of our younger kids. I thought they competed well against their starters. I mean, there were some big boys out there.
Yes.
And our guys played hard, and they held them a few series. They did okay, and but eventually we did wear down a little bit. But credit to them for going out there and competing hard.
Again, a game where MDI won the turnover battles. I think there were 3 interceptions in that first half, or 2 in the first half and 1 early in the second half.
Yep. Yeah, we've talked about that a lot on this show. In big games, you just can't turn the ball over. I mean, in any game, but when you're in a real competitive battle like we thought we were going to be with MCI, we know that we can't turn the ball over. And 3 interceptions. That's good news for us. Our defensive backfield is playing real well right now, and hopefully they continue to do that.
There were. This is now marks the 5th game that you've scored on your opening drive.
Right. Yeah. So that's good. I mean, I'm calling the offense, and for me,
you're doing a good job.
Yeah. It's all because of me. It has nothing to do with the talent we have up there on the field. The thing about it is, if you can get a drive going from a play caller's standpoint, it really does allow you to see what's going to work, what's maybe not working, what might work based on what you've already called. It's always tough when you go out there and you go 3 and out.
Or 3 and score. I mean,
sometimes.
The drives that you were able to score and put together this time, I think outside of the Winslow game, these were the longest sustained drives.
Yep.
I mean, most of the other ones have all been boom, 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 score.
Right.
This was a 9-play. There was maybe another 7-play drive.
Yep.
I mean, there were some lengthier drives, more along the lines of what we're used to from MDI ground and pound.
Right, and I mean, the longer we go in the season, if we can make a playoff run, we know that that's going to be more typical than those quick scores because you're going to be facing better teams, better defenses, and but it does really allow me to see what might be available, and it allows my coaching staff to see what might be available for future, play calls. And I mean, offensively right now we're clicking pretty well. You can always get better for sure, and we do feel like now we're over the mid-season hump, and we're on the second part of our schedule, and we kind of feel like the guys are starting to figure some things out, and they are taking that seriously and working hard in practice, and I feel like we are getting better each week.
Well, health-wise, you're going to hopefully see the return of Croy Albee and Gilbert Isaacs.
Yep, so that's the plan. I saw Gilbert this morning, and Gilbert...
I saw Gilbert down on the field the other day, and he was running, he was rolling, and I'm like, what the heck? You should be out there playing if you're doing all that.
Don't think I wasn't thinking that when I looked over and saw 350 pounds of beef over there. I thought, oh, man, we could have him out there tonight. But credit to our trainer, Dan Vibert. He goes through the process that we need to go through to make sure the kids are safe, and we all know that. And so Gilbert, he looks good. He should be back this week. And then Croy Albee started to practice some last week, and he'll practice all this week. I saw him this morning. He said he feels good. So we're going to rep him, and he'll definitely get some carries Friday night versus Waterville.
So the game against Waterville, homecoming down in Waterville, there hasn't been, I don't remember ever driving home from Waterville feeling really good because MDI's won. I think it's been a while since MDI has won down in Waterville.
Yeah, that is true. It's much like going to Winslow.
Yeah.
Normally we play those Saturday afternoon games down there, and you're right. Not many times we've left there feeling great. I mean, they knocked us out of the playoffs here a couple years ago down there in a semifinal. It was a great game, but we couldn't quite get it done that day. And yeah, they're tough down there. They just, you know, they feel comfortable down there. It's their home field. Now it's their homecoming game.
It's under lights. It's a special occasion down there.
Yep, they're bringing in portable lights so they can have a night game. And last year they did that, and they had a huge crowd. So they're going to be all jacked up down there in Waterville, and they're going to want to beat us, no doubt about it. Right now we're worth a lot of points. They're 2-3. They could easily, if you look at the games they've lost, they could easily be 4-1 right now. So we believe them to be you know, a quality opponent, and you know, we're going into the Hornets' nest one more time, right? We keep saying that, and I feel the same way this week versus Waterville.
Well, it's the Levitt Hornets. They're the ones in 2 weeks, but you're going into the Purple Panthers' den.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
What do you work on this week?
Yeah, you know, I think we just continue to get better at what we're doing. You know, at this point,
and credit to Mark Arnold. I mean, he said something the other day. It's all about getting better every day.
Yep.
It's not about who you're playing, who you're winning, beating. It's getting better every day.
Exactly. So you're always focused on your opponent that week, but you're also focused on, you know, later on in the season, and ultimately, like Mark says, you know, no matter who your opponent is, you want to get better each day. Ultimately, by the end of the season, you're at your best, and that's what each team is hoping for, and everybody, you know, coaches that way. So this week, you know, for us, it's continue to get better at what we do. You know, we're doing. You know, offensively, you know, each coach throughout the year will start to add a little bit more, but for the most part, most teams have solidified what they're going to do, and you will tweak what you're going to do, and you might add some, you know, some new stuff, but for the most part, you want to keep getting better at what you're doing. So for us on both sides of the ball, we'll do that. We'll work hard, and once again, special teams. We almost had a letdown the other night. It was a letdown. I mean, they had a big return, and can't have it. You know, it just can't happen to stay in close ball games. So, you know, we'll just keep working hard and getting better.
What do you want to say to the fans? It's the last road game, and then you end the season, regular season, home with 2 games, and homecoming for MDI a week from this Friday.
Right. So been on the road last week and this week, and if you can get down to Waterville, I think it's going to be a great atmosphere. You know, they're homecoming, 2 really good football teams going at it. I think it'll be a great game to watch. If you can't be down there for that, hopefully you can get back. It sounds, Mr. Dow seems to think we're going to have a huge homecoming crowd, and I hope that's true. But we'll think more about that here after the Waterville game. But if you can't get to that Waterville game, hopefully you can get down here for the Levitt game the following Friday night.
Good news, the Red Sox are in the playoffs. That's good news. But they're playing afternoon baseball. So we will have the game Friday night, not only online as it has been all season long, but it'll also be on air. So you can listen to it on air on AM 1370 WDEA.
Awesome, awesome. I always thought we should take priority over the Red Sox anyway. But,
yeah.
I mean, I know you got to do what you got to do. So.
Well, you know, championships. When you get championship runs, and then
right.
then you get that you know, that cachet, that gravitas. Yeah.
You used some really big words there, Chris.
I know.
I'm already confused.
It's in the weight room. All right. Thanks for watching. Check out all the other videos we have on the WDEA YouTube channel.